Hey, E, put the beat on. Hey, Taylor, you like this joint?
Yeah, this beat hard.
Yeah, you sure you like this joint? You would tell me if you didn't, right?
Oh yeah, of course. No, this don't go hard.
All right, cool. This my man Scotty Pimpin' joint.
Oh, okay, all right then.
Matter of fact, I got something for this.
Got something like what?
Welcome to the top shelf, where the flavor so hot, but you will not melt. About to take you on a ride like you never felt. Up and down real smooth like a carousel. Moving in our own lane, no parallel. Everybody needs sleep, it's good for your health. If you stuck like Chuck, I might have to help. Cause we talk sports, life, and everything else.
It's on a podcast.
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? We thank you, as always, for tuning into Sleep, the Sports, Life, and Everything Else podcast, presented by the Away Team, and coming to you from the top shelf. This is Season 4, Episode 4. My name is Michael Roberts, a.k.a. Mike on the Mic, and I'm joined by my co-host, Taylor Suber.
Yo, hello there. What's up?
Taylor, what's up with you?
Nothing, man. Chilling, man. Enjoying the Easter weekend, man. Can't complain.
Beautiful. And our producer, E.
What up, fellas? What up?
Happy Easter. Happy Resurrection Sunday to both of y'all.
Happy Easter. Happy to Easter. I ain't seen the bunny in a while, but happy Easter.
And to all of our listeners out there. I mean, it's not Easter at this point now that y'all are hearing us, but
The whole
still,
weekend. Good Friday, good Monday, Easter Sunday, all that's combined together, yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Some of the kids on spring break, all that stuff.
You can follow us on Twitter and IG at Sleep Is For You. That's S.L.E.E.P.I.S., the number 4, Y-O-U. Subscribe and listen to new or old episodes on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, Stitcher, Podbean, TuneIn Radio, and you can catch us on YouTube as well. Like episodes, leave comments, show love, show hate. We're here for it all. And you can also keep up with us through our website, sleepisforyou.com. We have some new features coming on to sleepisforyou.com soon, so keep your eyes open.
Ah, shucks.
And speaking of eyes open, it doesn't look like the Brooklyn Nets were keeping their eyes open because they didn't catch my man Jason Tatum with the spin move going to the rack for the layup for the game winner. The Boston Celtics take game 1 from the Brooklyn Nets in spectacular fashion.
No.
All these are a lot of Brooklyn fans out there.
Yeah.
Man.
See what they say now.
So salute to Boston. Getting game 1 in the bag at home. And with that, our showtime this evening is 6:07. So let's spin. Speaking of the playoffs and the NBA, that's where we're going to start. As of yesterday, the Sixers are one of 2 home teams to win game 1, along with the Golden State Warriors, who handily beat the Denver Nuggets.
Maxie!
Our home team beat the Raptors behind 38 points from Tyrese Maxey, to go along with a nice contribution from James Harden, Tobias Harris, and our MVP candidate Joel Embiid, who chipped in about 18 or so points.
That young boy is doing his thing this season, bro.
Yeah, it was Maxie's game yesterday, yep.
Yeah, Maxey was cooking.
He is rising to the occasion.
Not afraid of the moment at all.
Had Van Fleet fouling out
Yeah.
early in the fourth quarter, or midway through the fourth quarter.
And listen, we were on our way down to the Parkway, and I was listening to it on the radio, and he had the 2 quickest fouls. Like, man, that quick.
Wasn't keeping up.
Shout out to the Sixers.
And speaking of Maxey, big salute to him, as well as Ja Morant, Anthony Edwards, and Jordan Poole. They are the players who are under 23 who scored 30-plus points yesterday. So that was an NBA record for the amount of players that did that in one day in the playoffs. So salute to all of them.
Yo, these young bulls, man.
Overall, I would say it was a good day. Good day 1 in the NBA playoffs. Although it was a rough day for Scotty Barnes, unfortunately, and Thaddeus Young, who both left the game with injuries when they played against the Sixers. So we'll see how that ends up playing out, and if they end up coming back sooner or later.
Game 2 is happening right around the corner.
Speaking of injuries, I heard Jamal Murray has been cleared by the team's doctors to play, and it's pretty much up to him at this point when he comes back.
Might be too late for them.
How long has he been out?
He's been out since this time last year. He got injured April 12th last year, actually against the Warriors.
Yeah, right before the playoffs.
Yeah, he needs to go on and sit down for the season.
In Oakland.
Yeah, it's a wrap, because they're going to get smoked by what I saw from Golden State with Steph coming off the bench. They don't have a chance.
Yeah, Steph probably going to be.
Steph was out for the season.
No,
nah, he got hurt back at the end
about a month ago
in March.
Yeah.
And last game was yesterday was his first game back since then.
And they don't even need him to beat Denver. From what I saw from Denver yesterday, Clay is back to what he was. I didn't think he was going to be back, but he's back to he's back to as a 20-point scorer. Yep. A really good defender. And Jordan Poole is just coming out of nowhere, scoring over 30 points. And you still got Draymond doing his thing on the defensive end. The assistant people is playing the quote-unquote point guard. And then you still got Wiggins still doing it. He didn't even have a good game yesterday, but that wasn't even close. That game wasn't close.
And I think you said this last week or a few weeks ago, but Wiggins is really having a renaissance season, a comeback season from what he experienced in Minnesota. Yeah,
he fits in. He fits in better there because they don't need him to be, like some multi-scorer, some Jason Tatum, a Giannis type. They just need him just to be the best player he can be. And he made the All-Star game. He's a really All-Star team. He's a good defender, and they don't need him to go out there and score 35 points. That's what they got Steph and Clay for. So he fits that team pretty well. And like I said, Jamal Murray can come back. It's kind of like a Ben Simmons situation. You come back for what? Like, you're going to come back and play 15, 20 minutes? You're not going to come out there and play 35. So, what's the point of even coming back?
Did Ben suit up?
No.
Okay.
He's the same thing. I'll come back game 3 or 4. By that time, what are you going to come back and play one game in the playoffs you're not going to be a factor?
And who cares?
Exactly. Like, why would you? You just might as well just chalk it up and just see you full strength in 2022, 2023 season. No point coming back. It'd be too far along.
Apparently, Ben's been spotted in the gym, so he's been practicing with the team.
Yeah.
So we'll see what happens with that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But speaking of yesterday's games, the Minnesota Timberwolves went over to Memphis and was able to get a win over there, 130 to 117. After Karl Anthony Towns fouled out.
Did they celebrate this win?
They celebrated the last one, so they celebrated this.
Did they do the moonwalk and the cha-cha slide for this one? For game 1?
Dropped the confetti from the ceiling.
Yeah. Y'all beat. Oh, that's right. It was in Memphis, so you couldn't do that. Well, oh well.
The other game yesterday was Utah at Dallas. Dallas did have a chance at getting that game, but Utah stole it. Yep. And they ended up winning 99-93.
No Luka.
Donovan Mitchell did his thing as usual.
Oh, Luka's out?
Yeah, Luka missed game 1.
Yeah, he hurt himself in the last play. Last quarter, was it last weekend?
Oh, no.
And no, that's kind of why I don't like players playing that last. Anything can happen. Yeah. Anything can happen. And he messed up his calf. He wasn't able for game 1, and now they're in jeopardy of not, I don't know.
Not advancing past this round.
So.
That's the 4-5 game out west, so that can kind of go either way.
Either way, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's Hollywood, folks.
Yeah. So back to the games today. Miami smoked Minnesota in the first game, 115 to 91.
Jimmy Buckets.
27 points from Duncan Robinson. He was the team high on Miami.
Okay.
And like I just said, Boston squared it out a victory against Brooklyn. Up in Boston, 115-114.
Oh, man. New York can't catch a break sometimes.
Yeah.
Either way, whether it's the Knickerbockers or now the Nets. I didn't want to see the Nets the first round. I know that.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
I think it's different, but okay, I'll buy that.
By the time the show airs, you will have the resolution of the Chicago versus Milwaukee game 1 and New Orleans versus Phoenix. Those both come on tonight at 6:30 and 9. So be on the lookout for that. And getting out of NBA talk, we're going to move on to the NFL because there was a couple things happened last week. NFL's been pretty quiet leading up to the draft, but the Colts did sign Stefan Gilmore, former All-Pro corner from the New England Patriots, and last year he played with the Panthers.
Former Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah. The Packers also signed Sammy Watkins.
He just going from team to team to team, huh?
Yeah, last season he was with the Chiefs, right?
No, he was with Baltimore. Then he was with the Chiefs. Then he's with L.A. Then he's with the Bills. Lord have mercy. He was 30 years old. He didn't play for about 6 teams.
I get around.
He does get around. Yeah.
And he can't get a 16-game season in, I tell you that.
He's always hurt. Yeah. That was my guy back out in Clemson, but it's just always every year he's guaranteed to miss 8 games. Like
he was street clothes before Anthony Davis.
Yeah, always hurt, man.
Kyler Murray made news last week when he mentioned that he will not be playing for the Arizona Cardinals next season unless he gets a new contract.
Mm-hmm.
He believes he deserves an extension at this point. I guess he's not feeling the love from the team.
Pay me my money. Pay me my money.
He needs that money. He needs that advance.
He missed some games last year, too. He missed like 3 or 4 games last year.
He did. He did.
Yeah, because I remember Colt McCoy played, and they won the first game, then he lost, and so he's not like he's...
I remember they played Green Bay while he was out.
Yeah, he was out. Yeah, so I don't know. He's a good player, but if I'm him, I would want to prove that I'm that elite player. I don't like how these players, and they barely got their nose wet, and they talk about, I'm elite. Just show it.
What the thing about the Cardinals
you'll be in your 4th season this year coming up. Just go out and prove it and make them pay you.
This is my 4th album, son.
Yeah.
The Cardinals are a first half team. The first half of the season, they look great. They get through the first 7 to 8 games with 1, 2, maybe no losses.
Yeah.
They get to that second half of the season and they just hit a wall. And it's downhill from there.
It's been like that the last 2 years.
That's terrible. Man.
Yeah, last year they were like 9-3 and didn't even make the playoffs this year. Now they had injuries this year with Hopkins and of course Murray got hurt, and I think the running back Connor got hurt. Yeah, so they had some injuries.
J.J. Watt went down.
Yeah, J.J. Watt was out pretty much the whole season. But like I said, if I was Kyler Murray, I would just want to prove that I'm good. I don't know what people wiping their social media. That's like weird. Like, I don't want to follow the team no more. Like, dude, just go out there and prove it. Like, if you're good and you believe that you're good, then you can. It should be nothing to you to go out there and prove it.
Yeah.
These social media lights is garbage.
Yeah, it's just weird. Like you I don't know. It's just weird. I don't know.
Speaking,
and you act like you. My fault. I didn't mean to cut you. You act like you punishing us by cutting it.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Well, speaking of NFL quarterbacks, there was a deal reached to void the sale of Tom Brady's final touchdown ball last week, which kind of hurts 2 people because the guy who bought the ball now is kind of meaningless, and the guy who sold the ball now he don't get that money.
The guy, the guy that bought it got his money back.
Yeah, I would assume so. Cause
all right, so the guy that caught the ball got finessed. The guy that caught the ball at the game and then sold it, he's the one that's out $500,000.
Wait, how does that happen?
Yeah, the guy that sold it, because he gets nothing at this point because the ball is worth nothing.
Yeah, because either way, somebody was going to get got.
I mean, it's not worth nothing. It's still a Tom Brady touchdown ball, but it's not his last ball.
It's not his last touchdown ball.
Not worth as much.
That's right, because he didn't came back.
But there's a loophole. If Tom Brady blows out the ACL in like 3-4 months from now, so I'm not saying that he should be doing it or anything that can happen, but he should just relax, because a lot can happen in the next 3 or 4 months. Shoot, Tom Brady can have a heart attack. I mean, anything can happen. You know what I mean? So,
well, I don't wish anything bad on Tom Brady.
I just say it's a heart attack. People still live after heart attack, but he, like I said, he could sprain an ankle. Something can happen. I mean, he can just say, you know what, I came back too soon. I'm gonna go back. So it's probably not gonna happen. But like that. But that's crazy though. Like how my man bought the ball, and then within 24 hours, his ball was worth nothing. Now it was voided out, so the ball that he had is worth nothing. The guy that sold it is not. It's just basically that was all for naught.
Yeah, pretty much. That all is canceled out.
Yeah, tell you, yes, your whole life is dependent on one person, Tom Brady.
God.
Tom Brady said, "No, I'm coming back."
Oh my God, he just couldn't sit down and let that dude get his paper.
I think the guy that caught it did get. I think Tampa Bay did give him some. I'm not sure. They tried to compensate him with something. I don't know. I don't know if he can go back and say, "Hey, man, you remember them tickets y'all said y'all was going to give me for the ball I didn't give y'all? Can I get those?" I don't know.
Probably gave him some free tickets.
Can I get that back?
Yeah.
Probably gave him some free game tickets.
He said no, though. He said no, which was smart. But now that looking back on it now, I don't know, but he didn't know. He didn't know that Tom Brady was going to retire and come back. He had no clue.
Yeah, nobody knew.
And Tom Brady, or I think Mike Evans threw it in the crowd. He didn't know that Tom Brady was going to retire. So it was one of those things where they didn't know. So I don't think that's not that big of a deal. But it's funny though. It was funny when it first happened.
Yeah, funny and sad at the same time. So the draft is coming up Thursday the 28th, and with that in mind, to give some love to the latter round guys, we bring you our first edition of Top 5, which is going to be top 5 NFL players taken through the rounds 4 through 7 in the last 10 years.
Last decade.
So we gave ourselves a little cutoff. So it's not going to be no Tom Brady's being discussed in this particular.
No, that was way back when I was in high school. He would be the number 1 on everyone's list.
Exactly. All right, so number 5 on my list, I'm going to take it to Las Vegas right now, the Raiders, and it's going to be Hunter Renfro. He was drafted in the 5th round. And in 2019, his rookie season, he pulled in 49 passes for 605 yards, mainly operating out of the slot. He improved slightly during his second year to 56 catches for 656 yards, but nearly doubled his catch total last year to 103 and crossed the 1,000-yard mark for the first time in his career.
Yep.
After which he was selected to his first Pro Bowl. And he's turned into a sure-handed receiver, it would seem, that Derek Carr can depend on.
It's the Wes Welker 2.0 or 3.0, whoever it is.
Wes Welker, well, maybe not Julian Edelman because he was on the outside.
He was a slot guy too.
Okay.
But Hunter Renfro, he basically was slot when he was in Clemson because he had what's the name on the outside of him. What are the guy's name? Well, they're in the NFL, and now he's basically doing it. I mean, he's basically doing the same thing he did in college in the NFL. So.
No.
Yep.
All right, so that's my number 5. Number 4, I have. We're going to take it to Buffalo, and it's going to be Gabriel Davis. He was drafted in the 4th round out of UCF. He had a fairly insignificant first 2 seasons, stat-wise, catching only 35 catches in both 2020 and 2021 for 599 and 549 yards, respectively. But it was in last year's playoffs.
This year's playoffs, the one that just passed.
Yeah, this year's playoffs when he really took off, catching 5 touchdowns in the second 2 rounds, including 4 against Kansas City.
He went off. 2 plays, he was butt naked. I was like, yo, are y'all going to cover this man? He was just running in the middle of the field like nobody was even on him. That was crazy.
He was killing the slot, too.
Yeah, he's a good player, yeah.
But I like what I saw from him during the playoffs, and I believe he's going to turn up next season.
Oh, yeah, he's technically probably their second receiver because they got rid of Emmanuel Sanders and Cole Beasley. They cut him, so he's going to be the number 2 receiver.
Yeah, it's him and Diggs.
Oh, they got rid of Beasley?
Yeah, Beasley got cut, yeah. I think he wanted more money, and they said, no, brother, you old, and so they cut him.
All right, so number 3 on my list, maybe a little bit of an unlikely candidate, but it's going to be in San Francisco for the 49ers, and it's Kyle Juszczyk.
The fullback.
He was taken in the 4th round, exactly, from Harvard as a back, and he's carved out an almost 10-year career to this point as, like we said, a fullback, which is pretty much a phased-out position at this point.
Yeah.
Between Baltimore and his current home in San Francisco, he's been selected to 6 Pro Bowls and gets mad love in the Bay from the fans. So, for white guy that is responsible for being in the backfield, he's been hanging around.
Yeah.
And it looks like his career is going to be going on for a little while longer.
Caught a ring with Baltimore in this. I think it's next to the last year. Yeah, he was the fullback for the Baltimore team that won the Super Bowl a couple years ago. So.
Yes, sir.
Yep. And then Harbaugh, he went from Harbaugh to Harbaugh.
But he was another guy taken in the 4th round.
Yeah, they put him at tight end. They put him all over the place.
Yeah, he's a really multi-purpose guy. Yeah. You would think with fullback he would be running the ball, but he doesn't really run out of short yardage. He more so catches the ball out of the backfield and he blocks.
Yep.
So number 2 on my list, we're going to take it back to Las Vegas, black and silver, and call out Darren Waller, who was drafted in the 6th round.
Tight end.
He started with Baltimore, like we was just saying with Kyle Juszczyk.
Yep.
He had 2 catches for 18 yards his rookie season, and he turned that into 10 catches for 85 yards in his second season in 2016. But then in 2019, in his second season with the Raiders, he grabbed 90 balls for 1,145 yards on his way to eventually being named to the 2021 Pro Bowl.
Yeah, he had a substance abuse issue. Which is why Baltimore got rid of him. They wanted to keep him, but he had too many. I don't know if it was alcohol or powder. I'm not sure, but he got put out the league. And then when he got his second chance with the Redskins, he never looked back, and he's completely 100% sober. I saw his story. I don't know if it was on ESPN or HBO, but yeah, he had a substance abuse problem with actual hardcore drugs, not no steroids, nothing like that.
Yeah.
Good to see him back. And even though last year he had kind of like a down season, but the 2 seasons before that, he was probably one, if not the best tight end, the second or third best tight end in the NFL. He was balling, and he played receiver when he went to Georgia Tech when he first got there. I remember when he played receiver, and they only ran like those option run plays or whatever. He was like the only receiver out there. Yeah.
And last year he was dealing with injuries. So
ankle, knee. Yeah, he was one of those guys that was questionable all throughout the week, and then you get to Sunday, he wasn't playing. You would rather have him just be out.
Absolutely.
So at least you know, all right, there's no point even having this guy even an option. But there's one of them annoying. Everyone has that one player on their team that's just every year you play fantasy football, you think he's going to play, and Sunday comes up, he's out.
But he's definitely a weapon for the Raiders.
Yep, he's gonna be butt naked. He gonna get healthy this year with Devontae. And Hunter there. He ain't gonna see no more double coverage no more.
Speaking of Devontae, that's gonna bring me to my number one guy on my list, who is also in Green Bay with the Packers, and that's Aaron Jones. He was drafted in the 5th round, and Green Bay has pretty much been a wasteland for running backs since the days of Ahman Green and Edgar Bennett, which takes us back to the early 2000s and the mid to late 90s. But they've had Aaron Rodgers since 2008, so that's been a big weakness for a team with one of the best QBs in NFL history.
You mean to tell me you wasn't a Ryan Grant fan?
Ryan Grant was, in my memory and my research, was one of the few bright spots over that time. But I remember he kept getting hurt a lot.
He had that one good year, and then the year they won the Super Bowl, he broke his leg, and he never was the same. Yeah, you're right.
Exactly. But into Aaron Jones, who went from a mere 81 carries for 448 yards his rookie season, sharing the backfield with Jamal Williams, to 133 for 728 yards his second year, and 236 for 1084 his third season. That's development over time, because he got steadily better over his first few seasons. He had 16 touchdowns in 2019, and he can catch the ball out of the backfield if he needs to, because he's had 6 receiving touchdowns last season. And he was selected for the 2021 Pro Bowl after posting 201 attempts for 1,104 yards in the 2020 season. So one of the things I really liked and looked out for in my research was guys that got drafted in these latter rounds that ended up going to the Pro Bowl, because a few of the guys on my list did. So
Jones was nice. Yeah, Jamal Williams was picked before him, and then he was picked the next. And Jamal Williams was starting.
Yep.
And either he got hurt or something happened to where he missed the game, and then Aaron Jones got the time. And we know what happens. You leave that door cracked.
Didn't look back.
And never looked back. And he got this. I think that was in the late in their rookie. I forget who they start running back was that year. Got rid of him, and then Jamal Williams ended up being the potential starter to Aaron Jones taking his job. And that's kind of how it goes sometimes. All you gotta do is just be waiting, and then you'll get your chance. And he's been the starter here unquestionably for the last 3-4 years now.
Yes, sir. And he just so happens to rock my favorite number 33. So that was pretty dope. But I'm gonna move it over to Taylor, and he can give y'all his top 5 NFL players taken through the rounds 4 through 7 from these past 10 years.
All right. We'll start with we'll just start right here in Philly. We'll start with Jordan Milada.
Hey.
7th round, 2018. You know it's got to take a lot for Eagle to make Taylor's list, but he made it. So his first 2 years, he basically did not play. He played rugby, right? So he didn't even go to college. He played rugby, and the Eagles just say, well, we're going to take a chance on this guy. He's got the build, to be some type of NFL player. They didn't say left tackle, right tackle, whatever. They said he can be an NFL player. So they took a chance on him in the 7th round. In the 7th round, you're just basically taking chances on people. And they built him up. Didn't play at all in 18 or 19. And in 2020, during the COVID year, that's when Jason Peters was on on dying batteries. And of course, their first round pick, Andre Dillard, he was out for the whole season with the I think he had some type of injury. I forget what it was, but he was out for the whole season. So he kind of got pushed into play, and they put him at left tackle. Then he went to right tackle when Lane Johnson got hurt. Went back to left. Now this past year he was pretty much exclusively left tackle, but he went to left when Lane was out for his some type of anxiety, whatever it was. He missed a couple games, and he went back to left. So if you can have a guy to go back and forth, and not miss a beat. And you don't find left tackles just in the back end of the round. Like left tackles get grabbed up usually in the first round. Sometimes they slide to the second round. So for you to find a starting caliber left tackle in the NFL, and he's young. He's younger than the one that they drafted 2 years ago. So he's only 25 years old. So he's a good player. And I actually do. When I watch football, I try to watch every position. He is like a road grader. Like he don't play, and he can actually go out there and make blocks after the screen, kind of like what he was doing in rugby. Because rugby's like the opposite of football. Yeah. So Jordan Milada is he's got to make my list as the 7th round draft pick in 2018, and he's the quintessential left tackle for the Eagles. They ain't got to worry about nothing for the next couple of years. So he's my number 5.
Okay.
All right. My number 4, this guy's a little bit of a wild card. People may not have heard of him. His name is Jordan 2. He was picked in the 2018 draft, but he was in the 4th round. That's Jordan Whitehead from Tampa Bay. But now he went to, I think he got signed by the Jets. I got to look it up. But
okay. Jordan
Whitehead was a really, really good player out of Pittsburgh, fell to the 4th round, and he was pretty much a mainstay in that backfield with him and Antoine, what's his name? Winfield, son, and they were on that back end, basically controlling that last line of defense. And he's a really, really good safety. And he finally, he got paid this year. Anytime a Super Bowl team wins with young players, those players end up making way more money on the open market once they leave. So Jordan Whitehead in the 4th round, they got more than their bargains worth down there in Tampa Bay, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be a solid player. I think he went to the Jets. I'll check it.
Oh, you're talking about Lucky Whitehead?
No, not Lucky Whitehead, Jordan Whitehead.
Okay.
Who the hell is Lucky Whitehead?
I thought Lucky Whitehead was the young boy's name.
No, that was a receiver not him. No, Jordan Whitehead from formerly Tampa Bay. I'm going to say he played for the Jets, but I'm going to check after I'm done talking. I don't have the team he's on, but he got drafted in the 4th round by Tampa Bay. My number 3 is another left tackle. He was taken in way back in 2013 in the 4th round. David Bachiari out in for the Packers, man. He's a really good player. Yeah, he was a little bit undersized, but they developed him, and he pretty much started, and he's been there ever since. Now, this past year, he kind of missed pretty much the whole year because he got hurt in the playoffs in 2020, but he was able to play in the latter parts of the season. But I think he was just maybe a little too hurt to even play in the last playoff game. But he's always been a solid left tackle. He's been to the of course the playoffs with Aaron Rodgers, and of course he's been to a few Pro Bowls. So David Bachiari, undersized left tackle, but he's pretty solid, and he got paid a couple years ago too. So he's my number 3.
Number 3. And Jordan Whitehead does play for the Jets now.
That's what I thought. Okay, all right, cool. My last 2, they're receivers, and if you don't know by now who they are, we'll start with number 2. That's Stefan Diggs.
Yes, sir.
2015 draft, 5th round. I'm trying to think what happened. I don't know if he was hurt a whole lot, but he slipped all the way down to the 5th round.
Didn't he go to Maryland?
Went to Maryland, yeah, and he had pretty good numbers there, but I want to say he had maybe like an injury bug, but ever since he's been in the NFL, he doesn't really get hurt, and I've seen him take some crazy shots, and he's just like a rubber band, like you bounce right off him. He's not that big, but I like Stefan Diggs. He's just got another contract extension with the Bills. He's only been there for 2 years, and he just had a contract extension the year before when he played for Minnesota. So he's just a really, really good player. He can go deep, or he can be one of these guys that can catch 100 or so balls underneath. He's an all-around receiver, very, very good, and that's really, really good scouting by Minnesota by picking him up in the 5th round and him being a number 1 receiver. And he's not like a huge player. He might be like 5'11" or so, maybe 100, maybe 85, 95 pounds, but he plays big, man, and he had a really good game in that playoff game this past year too. So Stefan Diggs is my number 2. He's just he's a beast, man. One of my favorite receivers I like to watch.
Yes, sir.
The Buffalo Bills, but he was originally drafted in 2015 in the 5th round.
Minnesota.
Yep, but my number 1, I'm just gonna say his name, Tyreek Hill. Come on, man, 5th round. Now he had some problems in college, putting his hands on his baby mama. supposedly stomped her out. I don't know. And then some other stuff happened. I don't know why these guys can keep their hands to themselves. But that's why he slipped down to the fifth round with Kansas City. But Andy Reid said, listen, I'm going to bring him here and give him a chance, but you just got to stay on the straight now. But if he was able to, go and, not have those problems he had in college, he'd be fine. But he wasn't even allowed to even go to his pro day to run his 40 because they had a rule that they implemented either the year before the year that he did, where you can't, if you have domestic stuff, you can't come to the Pro Bowl and perform. So he fell to the fifth round, but he's been just a magnificent player for up in Kansas City, all pro receiver. He's been to the Pro Bowl every damn year he's been in the NFL. As a fifth rounder, and he got his money. I mean, pretty much once he saw that Devontae Adams got his money, he said, "Oh hell no, I'm gonna get my money too. Like I'm worth more than that, and I got Super Bowl ring, and I've been to the playoffs, and I've been to 3 or 4 straight AFC championships. No, I'm worth more than him, and he was right to do that. Like a lot of people say, oh, why'd he do that for? You can't tell somebody about their money. You can't tell them about his pockets. If he feels that he's worth more money, and he is." But he just couldn't get it from Kansas City. He had to go down to Miami and get it. So he just wanted his money.
Getting his good.
So he went to Miami. They traded him down to Miami for a boatload. Kansas City got a bunch of draft picks back, and but he got his money down in Miami. So I got to put respect on Ty Hill.
Ty Hill.
Keep your hands to yourself, sir. Please. Because you're a dynamic player. And you're probably one of the fastest players I've seen. I've never seen somebody just run past like the whole defense. Like Deshaun Jackson was one thing, but this guy is running past people and there's no one within sight of him.
Yeah.
And he's chunking up and deuce and everything. So salute to Ty Hill. That's my guy.
Definitely keep them hands to yourself.
Yeah, keep your hands to yourself. If you want to put hands on people, do the stiff arm or something like that when they try to tackle you. You know what I'm saying? But he's an extraordinary player. But this is kind of like, even you can go back and forth with the, just if you really want something, you just have to go get it. Yeah, you messed up, but you just have to keep going to go get what you want.
Yes, sir.
He did it, so salute to him.
And all these guys are evidence that, just because you don't draft a guy in the first 3 rounds of the draft doesn't mean that it's going to be, a throwaway pick. Doesn't mean that the guy can't turn into being something better than what he was projected.
You can find borderline Hall of Famers in those rounds. So
yes, sir.
This guy like I said, Andy Reid, he took a chance on the guy. Sometimes you got to take a chance on somebody, and it worked out for him. I
had a couple quick honorable mentions. One for another Philly guy, Quez Watkins, was drafted in the 6th round. Pro Bowler Max Crosby was drafted in the 4th round.
Who?
Max Crosby.
The defensive end from the Raiders. He just got paid. Yeah.
And Justin Jackson, the running back with the Chargers, he was a compensatory 7th round pick.
Oh, yeah.
And he sliced himself out a nice little backup role.
Oh, slow down. What's say that word again?
Compensatory.
So what's that? Because we don't all know what that is.
Want me to explain it, or you want to explain it?
You go ahead.
So when a team loses a really good, not a really good player, but if a team loses a player, so Eagles, let's just say Eagles lost, I don't know, who's on a team right now that's playing. Like, let's just say the Eagles just didn't want to sign back Devontae Smith 2 years from now. The NFL would give you a compensatory draft pick to replace what you lost in him because he was such a good player. So, but the 7th rounder was probably like somebody that was like halfway decent. You know what I mean? So, yeah, so the draft is always going to be 32, but they give you extra picks on the back end if you lose, if you just didn't want to sign them or whatever happened. So they give you compensatory to make it fair, makes it fair. If you lose a good player.
Okay.
But you don't get the draft pick till the next year.
That's the first I've ever heard of it. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people out there like, who?
Yeah. Those are the back end of it. Like, after everyone is drafted, you get compensatory. But sometimes they give out 10, 12, depending on how many people lost during the previous offseason.
Okay.
That was what Mikey was going to say that.
Yes, sir. Professor Super breaking it down for y'all.
You can trade those picks now. Back in the day, you couldn't trade them, but now you can trade those picks.
Oh, okay.
Yep, you can even trade them, yeah.
All right, so getting out of our first edition of the Top 5, we're going to move into Big Deal, No Big Deal. It wasn't a whole lot that I saw that happen last week, but it was a couple things in sports and a couple things in the world.
Okay.
So one thing that I noticed, Zion Williamson pulled out a 360 dunk. Big deal, no big deal.
Oh, Zion Williamson, he goes along with all the other guys that are hurt. That's no deal. I mean, that's cute that you do that, but like, do it in a game. If you're not playing... I mean, I hate to say it. If you're not playing, I don't really care about you. So guys like Kawhi Leonard, I mean, he actually was hurt last year. Who else? Jamal Murray, Michael Porter, Him, Benson. I don't care if you're not playing. I honestly think that they shouldn't even have you play on the bench. You should be like ostracized.
So
Yeah, I don't want you out there.
should be exiled from the team until you can play.
Be in the back, getting some therapy or some type of just getting your body right. I don't want to see you on the sideline in the sweatshirt with your hood up. I don't want to see that.
Now, speaking of Zion and injuries, I did see a couple of days ago that it looks like Zion and the team have a disagreement as to whether he is actually able to play right now. Zion feels like he's healthy enough to play, but I guess the team doesn't agree.
I thought the other way around. I thought that he didn't want to play, and they thought he was healthy. I thought it was the other way around.
So they're trying to flip the script.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That was weird because he got the surgery late, which is weird. And then I think they said, "Are you ready?" He said, "Yeah, I'm ready." And then like a week later, he said, "No, I'm not ready." Like he's playing that cat and mouse stuff. But people are trying to say he's up. Like I'm saying, when you're young, they should do some of this with the union. If you're within the first 3-4 years of your contract, you got to play that out because you can't do that. You just can't come to the NBA and say, "Oh, I don't want to be here." That's not fair. Like you just got here.
Yeah. He just got drafted.
You just got drafted 3 seasons ago.
Yeah.
Him and John Morant were in the same draft. Why is he balling out, but you're down there playing
acting funny?
Yeah, playing. Catch the so and so with a hide and go seek. I don't like that, man. You just supposed now if you're hurt, you're hurt. But like come on, man. Like it's getting weird.
And they're both with small market teams.
I don't know because this team actually rose up and played and got themselves into playing. They were in the dumpster a couple months ago, and now they rose up and got into the playoffs. Like he could have helped. What if he'd have played? They would have got a 5th or 6th spot. Mm-hmm. They don't know that. Like I don't know, man. I don't know what's going on with some of these young players thinking they're so good so early. Like you're not that special, man. You got to go out here and prove it. You know what I mean? A lot of these guys that are balling right now, then they had to prove it. Even though if they were high picks or low picks or not drafted at all or a second rounder, they had to prove that they deserve to be in the NBA. And these higher, really good players just I don't know if you got to play. Come on, man.
Yes,
Kawhi is different because he tore his ACL in the actual playoff last year. I think it was next to the last game against Utah last year. It's like game 2 or 3. So you kind of knew he was, and he tried to play with a partially torn ACL, but they had to once you get surgery on that, you kind of got to sit for 12 months. So he kind of gets a pass, and plus he got 2 rings. So if you got credentials, then I'll give you a pass. Now, if you ain't got no credentials, you just got an NBA. That's like weird that you're not playing. If you ain't broke nothing or tore anything, I think he just was it a knee? It was like a knee injury, right? Like
with
a micro.
Kawhi? Yeah.
No, not Kawhi. I'm talking about Zion. It was like
Zion.
Microscopic knee, or was it his foot?
I'm not sure what his injury was.
I think it was his foot. Just get your ass there and play, man. That's all I want to see. If you're under the age of like 22, 23, and you in that first deal, you got to play.
Yeah, absolutely. So, getting on, rumors out of L.A. I think we might have spoken about this recently, but I'm not 100% sure, so I'm going to bring it up anyway. But rumors out of L.A. say that Frank Vogel is out.
No, he's out.
Big deal, no big deal.
He's been out. That's confirmed. He's out. He was out on Tuesday.
So he's fired. Big deal or no big deal?
No, that's no deal. No one cared about Frank Vogel before he got that deal. Don't nobody care about Frank Vogel now.
Well, the Lakers have an open head coaching position. Big deal, no big deal.
I thought LeBron James was the coach and the GM and the floor sweeper and the hoop, the water. I thought he was doing everything. He put the team together. He was the one doing everything. You know what I mean? That's his team. Well, he picked the players and everything like that. So So no, that's their vacancy. Lakers don't hold that synergy anymore. Like no one cares about them anymore. The NBA is like a worldwide game. So the Knicks and the Lakers and the Bulls, they don't really. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. People just go to where the star is at. They don't care for the actual team anymore. I mean, it's cute that these Lakers won that fake championship 2 years ago, but it doesn't. Those teams don't matter like that anymore.
You talking about the bubble?
Yeah, it was the fake championship.
Yeah. That definitely didn't
because they
seem
didn't
authentic.
they didn't make the playoff the first year. Then they win the championship, and then this year they don't. That's fugazi to me. I don't think there's ever been a team that's never made go in and then not make it. That's like some NFL type stuff when you win a Super Bowl. Like,
and then
it's just
next
weird.
year you trash.
And the next year you trash. It don't make no sense to me. You can't explain that to me. That something that's never happened before happens. And then I'm good, but and plus Kobe died that year. There's a lot of things that went on that year that was weird.
Yeah,
super weird.
All right, well, getting into more popular news. I saw in the headlines last week that the baby clapped on some cat that broke into his house. Big deal, no big deal.
That's no deal to me either because, like, listen, you come on my property, you know what I mean? I don't care who I am. You going to get that smoke. You climb over a gate or whatever you do, you can get that smoke. I heard the boy screaming in the background. Gave him that word. And the lady talking about some, can you please put your weapon away? No, ma'am. He talked to her very respectfully. I heard the call. He is very respectful. He said, ma'am, I don't know. You hear him right now? You hear him screaming? And when the police come up to the house, can you make sure they silent so I know it's them? I respect what he did. Clapped it. He better like it was me. I'd have killed that.
Just the second person he didn't pop. You know, he killed somebody.
Yeah, killed somebody back in the day. Same way. They tried to run up on him and he clapped him at a Walmart or something like that.
He said he didn't want to kill this dude. He said he wanted to give him a chance.
Hold on. Here's the best part. He gave him a shout on Twitter and was like, "Yo, I hope you eyed." And then played the clip from
Paid in
Full.
Yeah, he lucky not me. I'd have killed him. I'd have blew him. I'd have blew him to Kingdom Come.
Blew him away.
You coming on my gate? Oh, you got the right one.
Got to go.
Yeah, you got the right one. I'd have gave him all kinds of work, and then called the police. Yeah, he dead right here on this marble floor. I got my Versace robe on right here bleeding out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that's no deal to me.
So that's no deal. All right. All right. Well, last thing I got is Rory, formerly of Joe Budden Podcast, came out saying Trey Songz is about that creep life.
Ooh.
And his documentary, whenever it comes out, will be worse than R. Kelly's.
Oh no.
Big deal or no big deal?
That's no deal. Now, Trey Songz does have like a crazy. I don't want to say I've heard, but I'll just say people that have been around him. I'm a couple female. I'm not saying that I know them or not. They say he's aggressive. You know, he one of them type of cats that like to grab the neck and all that stuff. You know what I mean? And I understand but I don't know. I don't know if it's gonna be R. Kelly. R. Kelly was on young girls underage, so I don't know what Roy is talking about. I mean, he is white, so he's a sensationalist, but I don't. He's just aggressive. And he said it in some of his music, and he said in interviews he likes to, like, see me. I'm a one-hand guy. I'm not like the two-hand. So he might be a two-hand guy and a foot. Like, I don't know. Yeah, he might be. he might be on that slave master stuff. I don't know. You know what I mean? But yeah, that's no deal. I don't have no disagreement with Rory and the Maul, but like, yeah, I think that's no deal. Like, but maybe we're in an age right now where it may be, but this was 10, 15 years ago, it wouldn't have been nothing. But since we're in a new age right now, it's we're it's a different kind of I don't even know what I'm trying to say. Just the atmosphere right now with men towards women and vice versa, women towards men, what they expect and stuff like that.
If that information is ever brought to life, it may turn into a big deal. But we'll see what happens. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it.
Violating girls, saying no, and then he's going past, then that's a whole nother story. But if it's just him being aggressive and stuff like that, I don't think that's no deal. But if he's violating chicks that's saying no and kicking in doors and going in the rooms and stuff like that, then that's a problem.
I hope not. Not in this day and age. Yeah, not with the Me Too movement going on.
In this day and age, it will be. I think right now it's no big deal. But if he's actually, putting it on chicks and they don't want it, then. But if you go up to Trey Songz's room and you're 19, 20, 23 years old, you're of age, you know what's about to happen. I mean, don't act like you ain't stupid.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, I mean, you know what's going to happen.
Trey be singing them songs, so
you better watch it. There's a lot of real G's doing time.
Yeah, exactly.
Because a hooker, a trooper told a lie. You better watch it.
All right. Well, getting out of big deal, no big deal. We're gonna move into the common sense space, and we saw last week the reactions to a Cam Newton interview on the $1 Million Worth of Game podcast, where he made some controversial comments that are receiving some backlash now. So we figure we might as well weigh in and give our 2 cents and our opinion on what he said.
All right.
So we was actually looking at the clip a little bit earlier just to refresh everyone's memory on what exactly was discussed and what he said. And he was talking about his parents. He was talking about what he, witnessed and was displayed to him when he was growing up as far as the model that was shown to him of men and women and what he, looked to be and to be a part of once he grew up. He was very adamant at saying that his dad is one of the best men that he knows in the world, which, shows that he obviously was aspiring to be similar in traits and in behavior to his father. And then he got to talking about women not cooking and not knowing when to be quiet, and that was kind of when things went a little bit left, and maybe he didn't express himself in the best possible way.
You know what, man? Because I guarantee you, it's a lot of wide receivers out there, and I'm talking about women. A lot of wide receivers who done received some can.
They be catching.
They done caught, because you know how it is. He wasn't always this old. Because I done been to them college parties. I done been to some of them celebrity parties, and I know how they get down. So, I ain't saying nothing about his beliefs, but don't come in acting like you wasn't Jack Slayer at one time, because you definitely was Jack slaying. So, where was the one girlfriend or all that mess you talking about? I mean, you know what? I can't say that, because he's not married, is he?
I don't know. He's not married, but I know the girl that has a couple. I don't know if he has more than one baby, because he keeps his stuff very private, which I salute him for that. But I know he does have a girl he's been with for a while, and she has, I'll just say, at least 3 of his kids. He has at least 4, maybe 5. And I think it's all about the same one. But I could be wrong, though. But like I said, I don't know that much about his personal life, and that's a good thing. I would rather it be like that.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Because everything's not everyone's business.
Keep that personal stuff personal.
Yeah, and the stuff he put out, that's what he wants. But you know what? You can finish, Mike. I didn't want to cut you off.
Yeah, I didn't want to cut you off, but I do agree with some of the things he said regarding but we'll keep it moving. Let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I just felt like he expressed certain ideas, certain views, certain things in the wrong way, and it didn't come across right. So that is what resulted in the backlash and the people that are feeling like, they need to say something reckless about Cam Newton right now.
But hold up. Did they say the same thing against Kevin Samuels?
That's a good question.
Will we be saying the same thing if Kevin Samuels said it?
Kevin Samuels be talking that talk.
Yeah.
I just want to know if the same words came out of, and not regarding what he was saying about his parents and his father. I'm just talking about what he's saying about women, because and Kevin Samuels say some of the same stuff.
Same stuff.
But will we be having the same backlash?
Yeah.
Well, the only thing I don't. First of all, what he said was, I don't have a problem with anything he said, because it's from his perspective. If it's from your perspective, that's what he wants. He's, like I said, his mother and father have been married for over 30 years, and they put not one but 2 human beings that they've birthed in the NFL. His older brother was in the NFL, and he was too. So that's 2 successful parents right there. Exactly. People don't even know that his older brother was an offensive lineman.
Wow.
Before he got into the NFL. So when Cam was in the, I think he went to Florida. He was Tim Tebow's backup. He got kicked out because he got into some problems. So he went to a junior college school and put up these crazy numbers. He went to 50 touchdowns, something like that. And he got recruited by Auburn, and Auburn gave him some money. And once they found out that Auburn gave him some money, this is before what we got right now, with the image and likeness, where you can get paid right now. Yeah. His father took the bullet and said, no. He didn't do nothing. Put that all on me. That's where I salute about Cam Newton and his father. He said, no. Now, if that was a single mother, would she have taken a bullet for him? I don't know. But his father said, listen, I took all that money, and he took the hit, and Cam was able to get drafted first overall, and he basically was just given a new leash on being in the NFL. So I think he's saying that what his father and his mother have done for him, and what he sees for his multiple children that he has, he wants to do it the same way. I can't say he was raised in the Atlanta area, not in the hood or anything like that. I think in the College Park area. I know exactly what College Park is, outside of Atlanta, near close to the airport. So he was raised, I won't say the right way, but he was raised pretty well, and this is what he feels. You know what I mean? So I don't think he said anything wrong. That's what he wants. Now maybe he went a little over. I don't even want to say overboard. He with the can't cook and clean. He was kind of maybe marginalizing a different type of certain type of woman. But for me, I know some guys, they don't even those girls are not even on their radar. Like they look at one specific type of woman that they want, and that's what they're around. And that's kind of what he was just trying to say. I don't think he said anything wrong in what he wanted, and let's just flip it around. Because a lot of females say what kind of men they want. They want a man that's 6'3", 6'4", with a long, and the 13 inches swinging, and he make $100,000, and he drive this kind of car, and he do all this. We don't get mad at females for saying what they like. So if a man is saying what he likes, what he prefers, I don't think there's anything wrong, because are we calling women sexist or whatever the opposite word would be? They want a certain kind of man? No. You know what I mean? So I don't see what the problem is. He didn't say anything. I think he's 100% right in what he wants. Does that work for me or E or the man walking down the street or Diddy or Jamie following the other? That may not work for them, but for Cam Newton, that's what worked for him as a 32, 33-year-old black man in the NFL with, endless types of cash. I don't feel anything was wrong with anything he said.
I feel him because unless you had that type of woman, you might not understand. And I have that type of woman. She does her thing, but she caters to me in a certain way. I ain't saying like a slave, but she knows how to cater to my ego to make me want to do better. Like I want to do better anyway, but she just, it's a lot of stuff missing that's not being passed down, and that's where a lot of women are missing the point, because it's all from, like Mike was saying, it could be from your perspective, however you view it, because everybody was raised different. But what he's talking about, I have, so I dig it. I really dig it. Like, she's Southern girl, she's smart, college girl, can cook, knows how to take care of me, keep me in line. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, if you can't cook and you like in between 25 and 30, like, what are you doing with your life? Like come on, man. It's not that hard.
Yeah.
That's just a human being part of it. If you don't know how to cook and you're a human being, and you just eating out every day or doing God knows what.
That's a self-preservation thing.
Yeah, that's a human thing. Forget being a woman. Just know how to fix a meal. You know what I mean?
But you know what? They out there.
That's weird to me.
But they out there, but everybody, you know how it is today. Everybody want what they see online.
Man,
but you know what though? You know what though?
Go up in the grocery store and get yourself some cold cuts. Shit.
He said something that I caught on to, which is something that Cam Newton also said about catering to your man.
Yeah,
I think that is something that is kind of rubbing people the wrong way, that idea of catering, because catering.
And when I say cater,
did he say that?
Real quick, that is what Cam Newton said.
All right.
Real quick, let me just get this out. The thing about catering is it's not like to be looked at as a slave, like you do everything that the guy says and stuff like that. I think that the way that they're trying to express it is just the idea of being thoughtful of your man.
Yeah.
That's what I think E is saying about his ladies,
right.
that she's thoughtful of him.
In the dirt.
She takes him into consideration.
Yeah, well, they got this word submissive, and they think submissive is submit. No,
exactly.
Like somebody got their foot on your neck.
Like
it's
catering,
not the same
submissive.
thing. It's just you catering to a man.
It's just about being thoughtful towards your mate.
Yeah, that's all it is. Yeah.
And men should be thoughtful towards their woman.
Because people
should go both ways.
People keep thinking it's equal. Men have to go through much more than females. It's just a fact. It's not wrong or right. This is what we have to do.
We can't say that. Because and I'm gonna just bring. I'm not gonna go off to Mars with this.
Yeah.
But a lot of us black men don't understand what our black sisters go through from a young age.
Yeah.
Like they go through a lot. Look, we all go through a lot.
Yeah.
As black folks, that's just what it is.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of stuff isn't. You grew up in Philly. I mean, if you live somewhere else. Like a lot of the city girls, they not, and I'm not saying this for all of them, but the majority that I've met in my experience, in my lifetime, they're not like that. They don't cook. One of my homeboys right now, he ain't had a home cook. He been with this girl 5-6 years, and he probably can count on two hands how many meals she's actually cooked in 5 and 6 years. You know what I'm saying? That's a long time to be with somebody and not to get home cooked meals like that. So I dig it. I mean, I could see it from both perspectives, but we're also in this very sensitive world now.
Yeah.
Anything is so offensive, and I believe it's making us weak.
It is
as humanity, because I like bullies. I like it. That's why I am the person I am today. I don't take no stuff. because I didn't
evens things out.
Yeah, so but all of this to whose own,
Cam might be my new favorite player from now on. I like I said, I like what he said, and this ain't the first time he said something to this, but they're trying to put him in a box. He's a chauvinist. Like, no, he's not, man. This is what he wants, and you got to come from what he has grown up with. You know what I mean?
The truth hurts, man.
Yeah, his father. I want to say his father could have been in the military or something like that. So his mother kind of didn't have to work. So like, you can't compare what he's not some from the hood in the project. That's not him. He's had a, like, people, when people see black people, they automatically think that you lived the hard life. No, he lived a very, very good life with his father and his mother, and that's what he saw. So what's he supposed to do? Go off the opposite and say, no, I think we should do it. That's what he saw for the first 30 plus years of his life. So what's he supposed to think of something else? There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with what he said. That's what he wants in his preference. Now, there's females that might like what he wants, and there's other females that might not like what he wants, so they'll just go the other way. But he's going to be looking for, and I'm pretty sure there's a female out there right now that, I like what he's saying right there. Like, I know there's females out there that's saying that right there. And then you got a couple of few that don't agree with what he's saying, but there's some female that agree with what he's saying.
We can move it on like this. Yeah. Would they be that mad if Kevin Samuels said it?
I mean, he's said it before. Something similar to it, but he's older. As being, I think he's in his 50s, as opposed to somebody who's in their 30s, early 30s saying that. I think that's what it was, since he's so young. Because a lot of people around his age, most of those guys around his age are simps. Unfortunately. Paying for this, paying for that, girl, I'm going to fly you out. Cam Newton said, man, with those little words he said right there, you ain't got to worry about Cam Newton buying no damn plane ticket for no damn body.
Not at all.
No, with the way he was talking.
I'm sure he done flew somebody out somewhere.
Maybe this is where the father comes into, and then now he's settled down with his, I don't know if he settled down, but he does have a couple of kids with the young lady he's with right now. But like I said, she's not on social media. Hey, this is me. I'm Cam Newton. She's protecting herself and the children.
No.
A lot of these girls are putting their babies on social media, twerking with the baby in the background.
And the dirty bed.
And I'm not supposed to say nothing. All right, then I won't say shit.
Well, yesterday marked the birthday of actor and comedian Martin Lawrence. So in honor of Martin Lawrence, we are going to list our top 5 Martin Lawrence movies.
I think he's 56 or 57. 57.
Shout out to Martin.
57.
57. Salute to Marty Martin.
I used to have
Absolutely.
the tape. Did you have the tape back in the day? Y'all not as old as me.
Which one? The first
Talking Crazy,
talking dirty after dark.
No. Talking Crazy. I forget it was, but it was
You
the
So
actual.
Crazy?
It might be. It was the CD or the tape of his, of his show.
I remember somebody had the tape and they
I had
played
the
it to me.
tape.
Yeah, somebody had the tape.
I'll be on the road. I'll be on the road back in the day in the Navy playing that tape, cracking up.
Mm-hmm.
The tape. My parents, it was the albums.
Okay. All right. Well, number 5 on my list is going to be National Security.
Okay.
That starred him and Steve Zahn. He was trying to get a job on the police force, and it wasn't working out for him. So he got a job as a security guard.
And he had to take care of some real police work.
Exactly. They had to involve themselves in an investigation where the guy Steve Zahn's partner got shot.
Yeah.
And
Leslie Jones was the trucking lady.
Yes, she was. Picked that man up off his feet.
You big foot. And then after a while, he said, after a while, wait a minute, hold on. He tried to get a number.
He was trying how?
That'd be what I would do. You big Shaq foot looking. That was funny.
But that came out in 2003.
Yeah, I remember I saw that in the theater. That joint was hilarious.
Number 5 on my list.
Number 4.
I'm sorry, number 4. Takes it back a little further. And that's going to be Nothing to Lose. Starring him and, what's my man's name?
Tim Robbins.
Tim Robbins, yep.
Giancarlo Esposito.
Played Nick Beam, yep. That was funny. He played a small-time crook who was pretty much trying to rob this white guy. White guy drove him out to the desert.
Robbed the wrong white girl on the right day.
Exactly. He was trying not to take that man back, and then they ended up through a bunch of craziness becoming cool and helped each other out.
Oh my God.
So that was another funny one.
You want a cookie? Here's a cookie.
Number 3 on my list is Blue Streak.
I like Blue Streak.
Blue Streak.
Blue Streak, he was a diamond thief who in the beginning of the movie stole a diamond. The heat came on. He's getting chased by the police, so he hid out in the building and taped the diamond up, got locked up, and when he got out, he went back for the diamond and found out it was in a police station. So he had to go undercover as a cop to try to uncover that diamond and find it and get it back. And
I definitely went to the movies to see that.
that was a funny one. Dave Chappelle was in that, and Luke Wilson.
Look at that man. He's a stone cold killer. They sprayed that dunk in his face. Then Tessellate breaks his nose. You broke my nose. Damn.
Can I get my gun back? No, you can't get your gun back. I just bought that gun.
I ripped your tongue out. Lick my with the. I was like, yo, man, this boy.
Oh my God.
Dave Chappelle was funny as hell in that movie, man.
Ooh. All right, so number 2 on my list is another movie that has a good amount of really great comedians in it. But it's Life. And that starred Martin Lawrence and Eddie Murphy.
Life.
2 guys that got caught up in a bad situation in New York, went down south to try to parlay
I watched that
it.
movie. I said, even that movie was based on like 100 years ago. That could happen to anybody.
Exactly. Ended up in a much worse situation.
Oh my God. You go from laying in the bed with Sanaa Lathan to being in jail with a bunch of hard legs. That's awful.
That's terrible.
That's all in less than 48 hours or whatever, 72 hours.
Yeah.
Disgusting.
It's terrible.
Rick James with the cameo. So many cameos in that movie. Rick James.
Wait a second. Wait.
Does the name Spanky Johnson mean anything?
Wait, Rick James was in that movie?
Yeah, he was Spanky Johnson. Spanky Johnson. He's like, yeah.
How did I miss that?
No, I don't know him. His hair was cut. You didn't notice he didn't have the ponytail.
Spanky Johnson.
I never knew Rick James was in Life.
Yeah, he was only in that first part when at the dock when he was dunking Martin in the water, and then Eddie Murphy kind of saved his life.
Wow.
That's Rick James. Yeah.
Wow. All right, so that brings me to the number 1 movie on my list, and if you know me, this should come as no surprise, but it's Bad Boys. First one, starring Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, nothing to be like that
Will
first
Smith.
one.
That first one was it was classic. That second one was great. It was bigger. It had more going on. It was funnier, but that first one
made you want to move to Miami.
That
Like,
first one was
Miami
solid.
hot.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but I feel like Martin, he stole the movie. Like, he was hilarious the whole movie. Like,
He was.
Will Smith was in the movie, but Martin, everything, all his one-liners were great, man. Yo, man, I'm tired of talking about that stuff, man. Call my place a zoo. The way he stood up like he was 6'8". Like the Will's like 6'2". He stood up like he's ready to steal on
No,
him.
when John Sally stood up on Martin.
Yeah.
Well, I figured since I'm gonna be like Mike, I might as well dress like Mike. Bottom line, I will knock you big the out.
Yo, man,
Ooh.
he was crazy in that movie, man.
Yeah, man.
Oh,
So that's gonna do it for my top 5 Martin Lawrence movies. And salute to Martin for as far as he came in his career, doing all that he did, all the people that he influenced and impacted. He hosted Def Comedy Jam.
Yeah.
Wasn't he the part creator of Def Comedy Jam, or was he just the
I
host?
think he's just the host. I don't know if he's the
Okay.
creator. The creator was the bull. Well,
Russell Simmons created.
and the black guy from he's from Sanaa Lathan's father, Stan Lathan from Philly.
Okay.
And then some other talent agent. They all kind of got together and was like, we got to put these people on TV. Like,
Yo,
we have to.
remember when he was on What's Happening Now?
Who?
Martin Lawrence.
Yeah, he
I
was on that
remember
one
that.
episode. Yeah.
Okay.
That wasn't no episode. He was on there.
On the lap? Because I remember they did What's Happening. They had the pre-show after that, What's Happening Now without the mom and everything like that.
When
That
he was all grown up.
Only lasted maybe 2, maybe 3 seasons. Yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. He was on there.
Yep.
Okay.
That's where I first seen Martin at.
Okay. Well, definitely. That's going to do it for my list, and I'll push it over to Taylor so he can give y'all his. Taylor, what's up?
So my number 5 is not really like one of Martin's best movies, but I liked it because me and my father went to go see this movie years ago, and that's
Okay.
what's the worst that can happen.
Ooh,
He played
him and
with
Danny DeVito.
another small time thief.
Yep.
But he's a professional thief. He's not like a tacky cat burglar. He's like a professional thief. And him and John Leguizamo are just they end up stealing from Danny DeVito, who's going through bankruptcy. But this is kind of like they know if you're going through bankruptcy, that means you gotta have a whole bunch of money. So they went to the house, and just so happened Danny DeVito was at the house he wasn't supposed to be at, and it just caused a whole war throughout the whole movie. Bernie Mac is his uncle, and it's a funny movie, man. But Martin is really good in that movie. He never really reveals his real name in the movie. He's just always, every time they like the first time he got arrested, he didn't have a wild on him, which is like how come these burgers don't think about this stuff? But he was like a real crafty guy. He had keys in the back pocket so he can get out of stuff, but he was always like a crafty thief, and he would give it to his uncle, who was played by Bernie Mac, and he would trade in the stuff and he would pay him back. So I always did like that movie, What's the Worst? Not one of his best movies, but I always enjoy that movie, What's the Worst that can happen.
Yeah, no, that one was funny.
Yeah, it was funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
We'll go number 4. I'm sorry, I kind of like this movie too. I kind of like Death at a Funeral. I don't know why. But he's playing like an author. Chris Rock is his older brother, so they're only about 9 or 10 months apart. And come to find out that they're burying their father. The little white man, little Peter Dingle, comes in and tells them that their father was gay. And then they killed the little white man, and they're trying to hide him. And there's a whole bunch of craziness going on during the funeral. But there's a lot of the going back and forth with him and Chris Rock is just funny as hell. I will not be repeating it because there's a lot of cussing. But Tracy Morgan's in the movie. Danny Glover's in the movie. I think Columbus Short's in the movie. Zoe Saldana's in it. A lot of people's in the movie. Regina Hall's in the movie, but it's funny as hell, man. And Tracy Morgan's actually funny in that movie too, man. Yeah, but Death at a Funeral, that's like one of those ones that came up on the back end of his career in the last 10, 11 years, but I thought it was funny though.
Solid. He's
basically a big time actor, and Chris Rock's kind of like a no name author, and Chris Rock's like a no name author, but he's the bigger author with more money. But come to find out, midway through the movie, he's damn near broke. But that's a good movie though. Yeah,
out there front.
Yeah. Number 3. Number 3. Yeah, I can't not have Bad Boys on my list, man. Bad Boys is just hilarious. Should we add this to your body count? Yo, his one-liners was crazy in that movie, man. Yeah, are you focused, man? Yeah, I'm focused, man. Yeah, you focus on all this scattered around here. You go this way and I go this way. We'll find no one. Get the F out of here. Fine. Like the way they going back and forth, I always thought like Martin was he was crazy, man. Like it was funny, man. Martin. Yeah, he was funny as hell in that movie, man. Undercover, like in the car. Like, God damn, I think I gotta look at my police, man.
When they seen his plate,
I think I gotta look at my plates.
With that old busted Volvo.
with the baby seat in the back.
When Captain Howard picked up the phone, he said, "Yo, man, Mike," he just got to John. Marvin was looking like this.
Yo, he was looking hard too. He was like,
it's like, come on, you gotta be Mike.
Man, I can't be no
Mike, man.
I can't play these games, man. I can't do this. It was it was funny. Like I thought he took over the movie, man. Like Will was in the movie, but Martin Lawrence was hilarious in that movie. I couldn't stop laughing at him, man.
Mm-hmm.
She massaged you. Like he just everything he was saying was funny. Got me crawling here like a freaking chimp. Can't say I can't get no quality time. Martin was funny as hell in that movie. In Bad Boys,
you got on the red one with the snaps.
Why couldn't you wait?
Why can't you wait for me, baby?
Martin was funny, man. It was funny as hell. Number 2. He wasn't in this movie that much, but this movie kind of put him on to the top, and I gotta put House Party, man. It's Bilal, man.
Bilal with the dragon breath.
Man, drive that raggedy ass Chevy over here and pick me up, man. Yeah, I gotta give him Bilal, man. Bilal was funny as hell in this movie, man. When he wanted to go get Shireen. The pull opens up the window. Niggas started running. Yo, this is what happened when I shouldn't have bored to do a man's job. You know what I mean? Yo, man,
chill, stop hitting the table.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna say that because that's cussing. Yo, you hit this table one more time, I'll rip your heart out. And children looked at him like, yo, man.
Chill was tight.
Yo, man. Oh, my God, yeah. But Mark was funny. Bilal. Sound like some... Why didn't they name that boy Bilal? No, they from Cleveland. Yo, man, yeah. But
terrible.
But House Party, that's a class to me, 1990s House Party. Martin,
okay.
That, even though he's not in the movie that much, but he's funny, dragon breath, all that stuff, man. Yo, wasn't that kid? Oh, man, we ain't got no room in the Chevy. Yo, that's cold. Hi. Like, they didn't care about
that boy walk.
Let him. That's their friend. That was crazy.
Left him out there.
Yeah, man. But number 1 movie, He directed it. He starred in it. Thin Line Between Love and Hate, man. That's one of the movies I can watch all the time, all day, every day. And I just like watching that movie. Darnell, him and Bobby Brown, Lynn Winfield, Regina King. That's a classic movie, man. I just love that movie. I mean, he just, just trying to get with the, he a ladies' man. He sees a girl that's kind of out of his league. He does everything he can to get the girl, and he kicks it to the curb. And that's the worst thing he can do in his whole life. And the whole movie just got him going crazy. Snaps, beat on herself. I mean, had that arrested. I mean, it was crazy. But
it was that orange, yo.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That orange, that was crazy.
12 Malibu. That's me, fellas. I got to get everything was funny in that movie.
Yo, I'm about to hit it again.
Yo, man.
What you hit? Oh, we talk about the softball game
back 88. Mother effing hit a home run. You know what I mean? That's my boy T. Yo, man. Yeah, he was hilarious in that movie. Like I said, for him to direct that movie and then do Martin around us at the same time, that was great. Yeah, I mean, so I always that movie is one of my favorite movies. I can watch that on and over again. Can I help you, brother? Oh yeah, some chicken, man. Yeah, we came around just plucking mother. You know what I mean? Can't be too safe around here.
The chicken man.
The
chicken plucker.
he wouldn't let Reggie. He wouldn't let him have to hook the whole movie, man.
He didn't give him a minute to breathe.
Here's my man Reggie. Need a thigh or a biscuit? He's your man. You know what I mean? He kept playing the whole.
I'm about to own the place. When I own the place, you can supply the chicken.
Supply the chicken. But he looked him up and down. Martin was always giving look up and down. Yeah, man. So
and then the young boy that took his sister to the prom.
Oh, when he pulled up in the station wagon.
I ain't nothing like my brother Cleophas.
Oh my goodness, man.
You mean Cleophas, little brother?
No, you're going to cancel that, man. You got to cancel that. You know what I mean? Watch out, mama. The salt make your feet fat. Like everything he was saying in the movie was just hilarious, man. It's hilarious. Martin was funny throughout the whole movie, man. That's a classic movie for me. A Thin Line Between Love and Hate.
All right, bet. You had anything you wanted to throw into the discussion?
Nah. I think y'all about covered it.
Yeah, we covered it all. Yeah, nothing to lose is a good movie.
Martin's Martin.
I got a couple honorable mentions that got squeaked out of the 5. Boomerang.
Oh yeah, he had a little small part, man. Yeah.
It wasn't too big.
Yeah.
He was still kind of a little lame. He was funny, but he was still a little lame. He wasn't there yet.
He was on the come up.
Obviously, Bad Boys 2.
Yeah.
And Black Knight.
Black Knight. A lot of people like that movie. That wasn't really for me.
A lot of people didn't like that movie. I was in the barbershop yesterday. We was talking about Black Knight. Shout out to Gentleman's Quarters on Ardmore Ave in Ardmore. But we was talking about Black Knight, and it was split. There was a couple people in there were saying it was trash. I was one of the ones saying in there saying it was all right. So
it's on the borderline of cooning. Like I didn't really like. Yeah, I mean, like like he knows the difference between all right, that's funny, and then you kind of like. Are you doing this for a check or like, come on, man? Like this is kind of whack. Like even for you, you know what I mean? So, yeah, I didn't. I remember I saw that movie like halfway through. I said, yeah, I can't do this. It was. I couldn't do that.
All right.
Yeah.
No love for Black Knight from Taylor, but I like it. So that's gonna do it for our second edition of Top 5, and we're gonna close out this episode with T's thoughts. So, Taylor, what's on your mind?
I want the city of Philadelphia to fix these damn potholes, man. Yo, they are tearing people's cars up, man. I saw somebody's hubcap fly off the other day, man. Please just fix these streets, man. When I go to other places and other regions in the U.S., the roads are not this bad, man. These roads are awful, you know what I mean? So I need y'all to do something. I don't care if you got to work overnight. Hire me, man. These roads are atrocious, man.
Hold up. You said a hubcap? Was it a classic?
Hubcap. I don't know. I just saw the hubcap rolling across the street. So obviously they hit some type of a
hole.
Yeah, man. Like these roads are disgusting, man. Like I'm constantly driving on these roads with my foot hovering over the brake because these holes are you sometimes you can't gauge them. You be like, oh, that's not that bad. Boom. You be like, dang, man, if I had a CD player, my joint would have stopped. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, so hey, y'all please like put some we pretty much out of the winter right now. Y'all should be able to be out there with that machine and fixing these roads, man. This is getting
That's
crazy,
because they taking
man.
the funding. You know that money going to somebody else's pocket.
I know, man. This is
all these people out of
funded.
work, and it's so much work to be done in Philadelphia, but
I I'll do it. Y'all can hire me part-time. I go out there and get some blacktop. I go out there, like, this is crazy, man. I can name like 10 places off the top of my head where the stretch of road is like a half a block where it's just disgusting, where it's joint, and when your car is jittering and jattering. Like, this is crazy,
You know Philadelphia is bad. I've been through probably about 6 tires in the last 3 years.
Oh my God, man, this is ridiculous.
And we're not talking about from the wear and tear. We're just talking about from the streets.
Yeah, from the street, busting them. Yeah,
that's why they got so many 24-hour tire places. This is when you know it's bad.
Yeah, this is like I need y'all to do something with these, because as soon as I go to Jersey, I ain't got to worry about nothing.
Nothing.
Smooth. Road, people no left turns or whatever it is, but you Philly, you gotta dodge.
Worry about his jug handles.
Yeah, you dodging potholes like a Super Mario Bros. This is crazy, man. Like, I don't know, like this it's always been like this, but like this last year and the year before, they just been bad, man.
That's why I love the suburbs out here, because I like the one wheel. One wheel in Philly could be the
one
end
wheel
of
with potholes.
No,
you'll go down.
You hit a pothole, you going nose diving. That's
better
over.
have your gear on.
Oh my God!
The only place in the city that I one wheel is on sidewalks, Kelly Drive, like, you know, the paths, all of the bike paths.
Yeah.
No, like, the streets are horrible, man. It makes no sense. And they're taking all this money. We don't have no cops.
Nope.
We don't have smooth streets.
No.
Oh my God.
And the pothole's so bad. I was in the neighborhood earlier today. They didn't even have a cone. They had a Home Depot, you know, orange, upside down. They had that in the road. Like, that's how bad the potholes was. Somebody had to went out there, because it wasn't obviously from the state or from the city. Somebody went out there with a damn with a bucket and said, flipped up and said, hey man, watch out, man. These potholes are bad right here, man.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, man. So yeah, man, please, man, fix these potholes, man. And I'm not talking about the back street. I'm talking about the main roads, 76, 95, what's the Route 1, parts of 70. This is 676. All these joints, they got potholes all over the damn place.
See,
man.
when I go to the VA hospital from up here, I go down Chestnut.
Oh God,
it's horrible.
Horrible.
First of all, everybody's speeding.
Yeah.
So you got 3 lanes, and all of them got potholes, and everybody playing dodgeball.
That's how people get hurt.
That's how accidents happen.
Oh my God.
And then coming back up Walnut's no better.
Yeah, man.
Where's the money? That's my question. Where's the money? All these taxes Philly charge you, and soda tax and sugar tax. Where's the money?
Fix the roads,
tax.
man. Yeah, fix the road. This is crazy. Like I said, I go to other places and the roads aren't this bad, man.
Yeah.
In main cities, they're not this bad. I come here, it's like rock'em sock'em robots. Like your car, it's crazy, man. Pothole here, pothole there. You just ride, you just avoid them. This is crazy, man. I don't like it, man. Yeah, man, please do something with that. That's the only thing I have. My thoughts is just these potholes. It's getting ridiculous. We're almost in damn near May, so winter's over with. So y'all should be able to fix these damn potholes, man.
Get some crews out there, fix up these holes.
It should not be a pothole where you can go in there and take a bath. That's too big of a pothole.
Yeah,
that's horrible.
Yeah, these potholes are huge, man. They just put a cone in and just be like, all right, we'll fix it. Never. Like, they just put a cone in and drive off if it's that bad. Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
seen one on Walnut with a little mini shopping cart in it.
Oh my, yeah, I've seen that before too. A shopping cart be in it. This is crazy, man.
Philly.
Unbelievable.
Only in Philly.
Oh, yeah,
Only in Philly.
Only in Philly. Yeah, Philly brotherly love my ass. Get out of here, man. Y'all don't love us. Y'all don't show us no love.
They don't love the streets.
Yeah.
The streets don't love you or your tires.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, that's going to do it for us. Season 4, episode 4. We appreciate y'all checking in with us and listening to what we got going on. Follow us on Twitter and IG at Sleep is for You. That's S.L.E.E.P. I.S. the number 4YOU. Check us out at sleepisforyou.com. Listen to episodes on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, TuneIn Radio, and you can catch us on YouTube as well.
Yeah.
Get it right.
Get up with us next week for our next episode. We'll be here, so y'all be here. Have a good week. Be safe out there in them streets. Water.
Yeah. We back. Yeah. Look, free to return to that emo rap. Ain't no kilo stash. Augusta's son had to reload that. Daddy gone, but his legacy strong. How do you figure? I too thought I'd be dead, all things considered, but I'm living, thriving and growing, fighting opponents that I'm with it. Striving to know who died for the lowest, don't you get it? The industry hope is trying to control us, I ain't with it. I got me a goal that's highly explosive with my wife and my baby. What I'm writing is weighty. Call me S.O. of Bevanburg, they knighting me lately. Stand where the light is, feeling lighted, delighted, and maybe I'm getting grown. Nothing wrong with Bible and Baileys. I open up the text, got my mind closer off the edge. Got the architect, I ain't gotta go to your connect. I gotta go direct, him and I through the sun up.